Back in Le Mans with the Tulip Racing team. This is Blipshift Broadcasting. My name is Mark. Hope you're enjoying our partial coverage of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Currently, we have Bert Hoekstra driving the car, and he is pretty close to ending his second fuel stint. So he'll be giving the wheel over to Alexander Davidson fairly shortly. I think he's got like 1 or 2 laps to go. He's been doing pretty good. He's had a few small issues. The car spinning in front of him in the Dunlop S's that he barely touched. It didn't cost him any much time. There wasn't any real damage to speak of, I think, but they might have some optional repairs that they want to do in the pit stop. That'll be up to the drivers. So currently the Tulip Racing car is running in the 47th position, and they're on the same lap as the guys in front of him in 46, the Fast Apple Flap Racing team, currently being driven by Nicholas Harding. And it looks to me like they have a little bit more safe gap behind them. 4 laps on the RS Racing team, currently driven by Ruben Galza. So it's not going bad. We've been fairly consistent. And as we speak, Bert loses it. His tires are getting close to being shot. So he saves it. It doesn't hit anything, so he can continue. And let's see where we're at on the track. We're getting towards the start of the long straightaway here. Little bit of a moment there for him. We're getting on the Mulsanne straight here, and it looks to me like Bert, after his full 2 fuel stints, he might be getting a little tired, and understandably so. It's not easy. You've got to stay focused. He's been in quite a bit of traffic every now and again. Dealing with faster cars, dealing with slower cars, dealing with spinning cars, so it's definitely not been an easy run for him. Alex Davidson is getting ready to take over, and maybe at the end of this lap. I'm not sure exactly when the pit stop will take place, but we'll stay along for that driver change and see if we can talk to Bert afterwards. Car's not pretty anymore. It's been beat up a little bit, that rear wing from the earliest accident. Some of the body work has been reshaped a little bit. We're calling it a redesign, just to stay positive. And so far it looks like the handling of the car, all the drivers are still saying the handling of the car is still very good. The only thing that really hurts them is that the bodywork is obviously taking away some of the aero on it, and it's costing them a little bit of top speed. And as you can tell, the sky is changing slowly. It's going to start getting dark fairly soon. The sun is starting to set. You can see that glow in the background there, and Alexander Davids is going to have the transition into the night, and that'll be for some drivers a new experience. We're expecting to see some drivers coping with that in different ways. So we're getting up there. We still have 18 hours and 45 minutes to go. So we have run 5 hours and 15 minutes by now, and we've worked. The Tulip Racing team has worked their way back up from, I think, 52nd after the initial incident in the first 2 laps. They've come back up to 47th position, and they are 13 laps behind the leaders, and on the same lap as the car in front of them in 46th position. So hopefully Alexander can catch up with that guy, and they're 5 laps behind the car who is in front of that one, so in 45th position. So that'll be a bit of a bigger challenge, obviously. So, but 18 hours 45 minutes to go. Bert Hoekstra is coming into the pits. He's going to hand it over to Alexander Davidson here shortly, and we'll see how the next stint goes, and that'll be the fourth driver in the team. So all four drivers will have taken the wheel if Alexander takes over. And you can tell the cars has had a beating. It's getting dirty, but that's Le Mans. It's a long ways to go, and a lot of stuff is happening. So car will get fuel and 4 new tires for Alex Davidson to get started. He'll be doing 2 fuel stints into the darkness for sure. He's taking the wheel. Let's see if we can get a hold of Bert. We'll wait until the car leaves the pit. And you can see in the background other cars coming in for service. It's pretty much basically every 50 to 55 minutes that car will come in for service if nothing happens. Pit stops are quite lengthy compared to other forms of racing because the fuel and the tires are not done simultaneously. They fuel the car first, then they do the tires, and then if there are any repairs, those will be done after that. So Alex Davidson now behind the wheel. He's moving out. He's going back on the track. He's got another car to worry about there. A little close there, a little iffy moment. Alex on his way. So let's see if we can pull up Bert. It looks like Bert has completely gone offline here. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we can't find Bert. I apologize for that. Just kind of hoping to pull him in the booth here real quickly to get his opinion on his 2 stints here. We are looking at Alexander Davidson having taken over the Tulip Racing Porsche. We are running in 47th position. Don't be fooled by the scoring on the left side of your screen. As I said earlier, and we have a screen freezing up here for a bit. We have a little bit of connection issues with iRacing as far as the broadcast is concerned. I think the guys are doing all right. Scoring on your left of your screen shows 46th, but we are currently running in 47th position. And let me double check that. We are running behind the car. That's this car right here, the 22 of Fast Apple Flap Racing, and Nicholas Harding is currently driving this car. And as far as I can tell, they are still ahead of the Tulip Racing Porsche. They are on the same lap. And it looks like scoring updated here. They are on the same lap, so it'll be interesting to see if Alex can get a little closer. As said, Alex will be the one taking the car into the night. We can try to do another update in maybe an hour or 2, which would be 11 o'clock in Holland, and see if we can give you a bit of an update then before you go to bed, and it'll be dark by then. So let's do another update in about 2 hours or so, and follow Alex Davidson here for a little bit. And a number 7 Porsche, you saw that car turn around. Those are actually the guys that are running behind the Tulip Racing team in the 48th position. So they are losing a little bit of ground on the Tulip Racing guys. They're 2 laps behind us now. So behind the Tulip Racing car, there is a safe gap at this point, and in front of him, the number 10, I'm sorry, the number 22 car of Fast Apple Flap Racing, funny name. They are looking. They're still shown in 46th in front of the Tulip Racing team. And the gap, the interval, should be something like 2 minutes or so, which is almost a lap. And if judging from where the drivers are on the track, that looks about right. That Ferrari was just getting started on a new lap, and the Tulip Racing car is now getting onto the Mulsanne straight. So yeah, that seems about correct. So that's about the news for right now. Alexander Davison has taken over. He's going to bring it into the night. We will check back at 11 o'clock Dutch time. So that will be in a little bit less than 2 hours. We will check back again with you and show you the progress for Alex Davidson. The night drivers, when it starts cooling down, will be trying to do 3 fuel stints each to save a little bit of time on the tire stops, and hopefully they will gain some positions during the night. So for now, this is Blip Shift Broadcasting. My name is Mark. The Tulip Racing Endurance Class team is hanging in there. They're still running strong, 47th position, and we will see you in a little bit less than 2 hours.